Expose. Expose. Ooh. Expose. Yeah. Expose. You expose, bitch. Expose. Ooh. Expose. Yeah. You expose, bitch. You expose. If you got no games, you expose, bitch. You expose. You expose. You expose, bitch. You expose. Expose. Wow. Expose. Wow. Expose. Wow. Expose.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's good, y'all? This is the OG Bronc Nuts, 719 Colorado Springs, West. Have y'all listened to this joker on YouTube, Bix Weir? Now, he has a website called roadtoruta.com, and this is not a video to bash on Bix. Bix, I'm sure you're watching this video. I like you, man. I've been with you from the very beginning, and I've watched a lot of videos that you've made, and for the most part, I agree with 90% of the stuff you say. I think you're on point on a lot of it, but I think you're so far off base on some other stuff that it's discrediting you. For those of you that don't know, so Bix Weir is a personality on YouTube, and he's got a website called roadtoruta.com to where he's done a lot of research on the Grand Canyon, lots of things, banking, the Grand Canyon, gold and silver, all different types of cryptos, and there's a few things that are consistent throughout all of his videos. He talks about the deep state a lot, and a couple of days ago he made a video that said this is going to be my last rant about EOS, and he didn't even make it one day. He had a video today that was shadow banned and demonetized by YouTube that was about exposing CNN's, I guess their ratings have gone down 25%, their viewership. And then another video that he said he got demonetized on him exposing Deutsche Bank for criminal activity, you know, rigging the LIBOR interest rate markets, the gold and silver markets. You know, they're the biggest ticking derivative time bomb of banks in the world. Supposedly that video got demonetized, and then there was another one where he was bashing EOS once again. Now, what Bix doesn't like about EOS is Brock Pierce's involvement with Block One and partnership with Dan Larimer, who I think is a really intelligent guy, and I think he's very underestimated.
It is crazy out there, absolutely insane. YouTube all of a sudden demonetized 3 of the latest 4 videos. The first one was on CNN. Obviously, YouTube, CNN, they're not going to let anything bad be said about CNN. Second one was Deutsche Bank. Can't let anything bad be said about Deutsche Bank. And then the interesting one is EOS. Remember, Brock Pierce, Block One, he was all deeply involved with the Clinton Foundation and Jeffrey Epstein's Island. So they banned that one too. I'm like, whoa, and they're shadow banning.
And Bix may be right about Brock Pierce. I mean, I didn't know anything about Brock Pierce, and when he pointed me in the right direction and I started looking around, I was like, you know, this Brock Pierce isn't a squeaky clean guy. But neither is Jamie Dimon, and probably neither is the commissioner of the NFL, for that matter. People in powerful positions are always been shaking greasy hands and doing illegal things and getting away with things in what Bix would call the deep state. So instead of going directly from YouTube to a blockchain where this demonetization could not happen to him, he says he's going to go to Patreon. He says, don't worry, I'm not going to go to Steemit because it's deep state.
A lot of shenanigans going on at YouTube. What do you do? I'll probably go to Patreon. Is ultimately the answer, and move on. No, I won't go to Steemit because it's a deep state. And your buddy, everybody's buddy, Dan Larimer says he's going to launch Steemit 2.0, which means all the Steemit bucks will be worth 0. Don't get me started. Anyway,
come on, man, shake your head. you put out so much false information that it overshadows a lot of the good stuff that you do. In one of your videos last week, you said, nobody that I know, nobody, I've talked to thousands of people, nobody I know is making any money over on Steemit.com. Dude, lots of people are making money on Steemit.com. I'm one of them. My sister's one of them. Tons of my friends are some of them. I don't know why you're not posting your URLs over on Steemit.com. You want to call Steemit a deep state. Meanwhile, YouTube, which is owned by Google, that we know is an evil empire, you're over there posting 4 times a day on YouTube and calling everything else the deep state, which is making you lose credibility. I don't understand it, Bix. I don't understand it, because I agree with a lot of the things that you say. But when you're talking about EOS, you're like, oh, it's too decentralized. It's too centralized. There's only going to be 21 master nodes. It's not nodes. Delegated proof of stake blockchains use witnesses, and those witnesses are voted on by the community. It costs money to vote on some of these witnesses. Like, let's say you have Lisk. You actually have to pay to change your vote from one witness to another witness, or one person that's mining that coin to another one. So there is a small group, I think it's 21 maybe it is, or 20, and there's one roving one. I'm really not sure how the witness situation is set up on EOS yet, but it doesn't mean that one guy and all of his buddies are going to be the witnesses. People have the ability to vote these people off of the blockchain and not let them be a witness on that delegated proof of stake blockchain. That's how it works. But meanwhile, you're telling people, oh, Salt, it's a no-brainer. Go buy Salt. Salt's crashed all the way to $2. I didn't listen to you. You know why? Because Salt is not really a collateralized loan. There's no forced liquidation. There's no, what do you call it, like, I actually interviewed one of the big time guys at Salt, the Denver Crypto Show, where there's no, I don't know what the word is, where they can't come after you if the price of Bitcoin, the bottom of it is dropped out. And now, your loan is not collateralized enough. They can't come after you for the amount that they owe you. How is that a sound crypto, Bix? It's not. It's not. It's only a good crypto in a rising crypto coin environment, in a rising Bitcoin environment. But you're here promoting Veritasium and Theta Coin, a bunch of junk that's not even on the top 50. But you're discrediting Steem and Steemit, which is the #1 blockchain in the world right now, and number 2 or 3 is BitShares, and both of them got Dan Larimer's fingerprints all over them. But you want to discredit Dan Larimer like he's a nobody. I'm not saying he's a hero. I'm not saying he's the world's biggest, smartest genius, but I am saying he does have a track record, and you're ignoring that track record, and all you do is bash everything these guys touch. Meanwhile, you're still over here on YouTube acting like they're a little bitch.
EOS is a deep state token, a deep state pedo token. I hate to say it, but it is. The people who invented it have absolutely no morals, no scruples, are criminals. Absolutely. But
get your life together, Bix. I mean, for real, man. I like you, but the more and more I'm watching your videos, it kind of like reminds me of Christopher Green at AMTV. How many videos have we seen Christopher Green at AMTV make about World War III is starting tomorrow? Israel launched a rocket. North Korea tested something. Everybody hunker down. World War III is starting tomorrow. And he's made 9 million World War III starts tomorrow videos, just like you've made 9 million EOS is the worst cryptocurrency, deep state, so is Steemit, so is anything else that Dan Larimer's touched. And if you're bashing EOS and Steemit, why aren't you bashing BitShares too? We've never heard you say anything about that. That's a decentralized exchange. It's better than having your money on any centralized exchange. At least your money's not getting hijacked and you have no capital controls on withdrawals. Look, Bix has been right on a lot of things. I mean, and who knows what he's right on? I mean, he's got a theory that Alan Greenspan is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Because I'm a technological guru, I know exactly what's going to happen. Against the advice of Satoshi Nakamoto.
When I first heard that, I laughed. But then after I heard him out, and I listened to him, and I looked at the facts of the research that he had taken the time to do, I said, you know, I think Bix might be onto something here. I think Alan Greenspan might be Satoshi Nakamoto. It's possible that he is. It's also possible that Dan Larimer's Satoshi Nakamoto. It's also possible that Satoshi Nakamoto is the Rothschild banking empire. It's also possible that he's just some computer nerd who was mad at the government and mad at quantitative easing and mad at these banks and understood economics and also understood blockchain, and he launched this just to see what would happen. Who knows who it really is? But I kind of agree with Bix. I think it adds up that it really could be Alan Greenspan. So, Bix, I'm not saying that I don't appreciate the work you do, and I'm sure a lot of others do. But you come on here every single day, and all you do is bash EOS, and you haven't even given it a chance to see what it looks like. You're like, oh, Dan Larimer's starting Steam at 2.0. So all the Steam dollars, or Steam bucks as you call them, are going to zero. Steam bucks, which there's no such thing. There's Steam bag dollars, and then there's actual Steam Bix, which obviously you don't own either one, and you're not willing to earn either one because you don't even post on Steam It.
Ultimately the answer and move on. No, I won't go to Steam It because it's deep state. And
post here on YouTube. And now you're starting to get demonetized. So now you're going to go to Patreon, where there's going to be more conservative alternative media regulation. It's going to come. The only answer is blockchain, Bix. Blockchain is the only answer to what you're doing so that it doesn't get demonetized, yet you don't want to admit it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, and it's every single day from you, and it's getting old. Tell me what you think about in my comments section right down below about Bix Weir and Road to Ruta and how much bashing he does of cryptos and how much promotion he does of shitcoins. This is the OG Bronknuts. 719 West Bix Weir. You do the research, but you shoot from the hip quite a lot. I'm out. See you tomorrow, suckers.
Yeah. You're exposed, bitch. You're exposed. If you got no games, you're exposed, bitch. You're exposed. You're exposed.